Good morning. We will wait a bit for the others to join. Okay, guys. Even though there are only 11 or 10 participants, but I'm going to start. I think that most of you are suffering from bad internet connection. That's why they didn't join. Anyways, today we are going to start with a new theme. So as you can see, the title of our theme is Famous Scientists. And from the title directly, you can tell that the theme is about someone famous, a famous scientist. Let's see who is this famous scientist that we're going to talk about. First of all, before I start with anything, we are going to watch a video about the person whom our text is about. Okay, I want you to watch the video carefully with me because I'm going to ask you some questions related to this person and tell me if you have known this person before or not. Okay, I will allow you to unmute yourselves in case you want to ask any question or to answer or anything else. But if it is noisy next to you, do not unmute, okay, unless you want to answer. So let's start watching this video about this person and then we'll discuss the rest.
Persistent in his pursuit of knowledge, Stephen Hawking has unlocked new pathways of discovery and inspired people around the world. Stephen William Hawking was born in Oxford, England on the 300th anniversary of the death of Galileo on January 8, 1942. At 17 years old, he entered Oxford University.
Stephen Hawking has admitted in many cases that he was not the most ambitious student. One day he calculated that he spent about maybe an hour a day on schoolwork.
In 1962, Hawking moved to Cambridge University for a PhD in cosmology, and 1 year later was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
ALS is a progressive motor neuron disease, so over time, the victim loses functionality of muscles. And over the past decades, Stephen Hawking has gradually lost the use of most of his muscles, but his mind remains quite keen.
I think that once he was hit with this earth-shattering diagnosis, he actually sought a refuge in doing physics. And if anything, it helped him become one of the world's great scientists.
Although his diagnosis only gave him 2.5 years to live, Hawking married in 1965. and stunned the science world in 1974 with his PhD on black holes.
Stephen taught us how to define a black hole. He then made a brilliant discovery that black holes can radiate, Hawking radiation. That then showed the whole world the connection between black hole physics and thermodynamics. And that connection has been a central theme in theoretical physics ever since.
He became the Sherman Fairchild Distinguished Scholar at Caltech in 1974. And 5 years later, Hawking was named Cambridge University's Lucasian Professor of Mathematics.
Okay, I think this is enough. Who can tell me, do you know this scientist, the one that we watched the video about? Does anybody know him?
No.
Hassan Jade, you can answer without raising your hands. We are only 10 people in the meeting.
Yes, miss, I know him. He's a scientist.
Yes. What do you know about him other than the things you watched in the video? Did you know anything about him before? Okay, who can tell me what was the disease that Stephen Hawking was suffering from? Did anybody realize what disease did he suffer from? From the
muscles, yes, some muscles.
Very good. He suffered from a motor neuron disease in which a person loses the functionality of muscles. It means he cannot move his muscles anymore. And this is what happened to this scientist. And what other achievements did he do? What did people say about him? What did he achieve?
He knew the connection of black holes, physics.
Very good, excellent, excellent. He knew the connection, and he introduced people to black holes and that they radiate and so on. And now throughout the lesson, we are going to talk more about his discoveries and his achievements. So now you have a general idea about Stephen Hawking, right? Or
yes,
at least how he looks and how he lives. Okay, now we are going to move to the genre of our lesson. Our lesson is a biography this time. And as you know, a biography tells the story of a person's life. Okay, so a biography is a text written to inform the reader about a real person's life. So a biography tells you about someone's life. Okay, when was he born? When was he dead? His achievements, his childhood, his family, his challenges, everything about him. Okay, and of course, because the author here is narrating a story, so he uses narration. So biography is also a narrative text because it narrates a story of someone. Now, every genre has certain features or elements. What do you mean by features or elements? Yeah, it has certain signs that show us that this is a biography, or this is a realistic fiction, or this is science fiction, or whatever. So every genre has certain signs. Biography has some signs in which it discusses the problems and the challenges of the person that it's talking about. It has headings, subheadings, facts, because of course it's a real story. The most important thing that biographies have is the chronological order. The chronological order is something very important in biographies, in which the author uses dates, especially years, in order to write the events that took place with this person. Okay, so a biography is a text written to inform the readers about a real person's life, and it has many features. The most important feature in a biography is the dates, the chronological order, and using dates such as years in order to state the events that took place with this person. Okay, is it clear till now? Does anybody doesn't know what do we mean by a biography? Do you all know what is a biography?
yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Great. Now we are going to move to the comprehension skill, and which is chronological order. Chronological order is a very important skill with biographies. We usually have this with biographies because it is related to biographies. When we say that I am writing the events in chronological order, it means I am writing them in the correct sequence, يعني from the beginning to the middle to the end, okay? In order, in the correct sequence, in the correct order, okay? This is why do we call it chronological order or time order, okay? Chronological means time or time order. Now, let me tell you something. In chronological order, it is very important to concentrate on years, okay, on dates and especially years. I will show you how we concentrate on years in this paragraph. This paragraph talks about soccer, and there are many dates in this paragraph, okay? Let's read it together and see the dates that we have in this paragraph and see how we are going to fill them in the flow chart that we have. Soccer is a game that has been played for numerous years. Yes, Zahra.
I just wanted to read.
Read, Zahra, read. Read, no problem.
Soccer is a game that has been played for numerous years. In fact, many people believe that it began in England over 800 years ago. About 200 years ago, in the early 1800s, boys in England played a sport like soccer, but they called it football.
Okay.
However,
continue.
However, each school made up their own rules. In 1863, a group of players met and wrote official rules for soccer. Soccer started spreading to other countries. In 1904, an international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. Today, soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world.
Okay, let's see. What do we have? First of all, soccer is a game that has been played for over than 100 years, about 200 years ago in the early 1800s. So the first date we have is 1800s. Boys in England played a sport like soccer, but they... Yes.
What does numerous mean?
Many.
Okay.
However, each school made up their own rules. In 1863, here's another year, a group of players met and wrote official rules for soccer. Soccer started spreading to other countries. In 1904, this is the third year, make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. Today, soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. Okay, so how many events do we have here?
Three.
And today, yani nowadays, this year, 4, right? So we have to fill them in the flow chart, okay? Yani this is just a copy-paste question, nothing new. You have to fill in the flow chart, just copy the events. Let's go to the flow chart. So in 1800s, what happened? Soccer began in England. In 1863, the rules for soccer were written. In 1904, an international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. And in 2020, soccer is one of the most popular sports around the world. Okay?
Okay.
So this is what do we call a flow chart. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's continue. Now, I will repeat briefly what we have covered. So we said that our theme is about famous scientists. We are going to talk about Stephen Hawking, who is one of the most famous scientists around the world. We watched a short video about him in which they show us the way he lives and what is the disease that he is suffering from and what did this lead to. We talked about biographies. We talked about also the genre of the text in which it's a biography. We said that a biography is a text in which it tells the story of a famous person. And it has certain features and certain elements, such as the chronological order, which is one of the most important elements. We also discussed the chronological order skill and said that it is writing the events in their correct order. We also read a short paragraph that has many dates and filled with the correct events in the flow chart. Is everything clear till now? Does anybody have any question?
No, everything is clear.
Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Huda, just joined again because I think you lost connection. Is there anything that you want me to repeat? I will repeat briefly so that you can follow up with us. Yes?
No, miss, I watched the video for the Zoom. It's very easy.
Okay, good. So is there any question you need to ask?
No, miss.
Let's now move to the vocabulary words. Here in the vocabulary words, as you can see, we have a sentence, an example sentence, and the meaning of the word. First of all, we are going to read the example sentence, try to guess the meaning from the example sentence through context, and then we're going to move to the vocabulary words, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, let's start. Number one. يلا يا علي بسمة, please read the example sentence, okay? Ali?
Miss, sorry I left. I had some internet problems.
It's okay. Ali? He's not here. Asil?
Yes, miss.
يلا Asil, please read the example sentence in number one.
We were saddened to see how ill
Yes?
she looks.
Okay. Who knows what do you mean by ill first? What do you mean by ill?
Sick.
Sick. Very good. So ill means sick. Okay, so we were sad to see how ill she looks. Let me ask you a question. If you know that this person is sick or ill, how would you feel?
Sad.
I feel sorry.
Sad or
Sorry
sorry
for
for
him that
him,
he's
right?
sick.
Bad.
Yes, you would feel sad for this person. Okay, so we were saddened to see how ill she looks. It means, how did we feel? How did we become?
Sad.
Okay, so what do you mean by saddened?
Sad.
To become sad.
Become sad. It's a verb. It's a verb. So to become sad. Okay, let's move to number two. Yalla ya Lean. Lean Shibani is not here. Lean Khalifa. كمان not here. Talin. يلا يا Talin. Please read the example sentence. Talin. Miss, you can't be like this. You have to be active. You have to share with us, all of you.
Can I read?
More than one time, and you don't even answer. Dana? Yes, Dana.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Miss, read the example sentence number 2. The race.
Miss Win.
Miss, were you
Miss,
following with us? Were you following with
Yes.
us? I said the example
But
sentence in number 2. The race is extraordinary, is an extraordinary event. Thank you, Dana. I can't waste more time. You have to be concentrating with the teacher, and whenever I ask you to read something or to answer a question, you have to be ready. The race is an extraordinary event. Something which is an extraordinary. Whenever I say extra, it means very
important
or extremely. Okay? Extraordinary events means what?
Something good. Something really.
Yes, something really good or impressive or something which is really extra good. Okay, when I say extraordinary, it means extra good, extra impressive, extra nice, extra interesting. Okay, number 3. Hassan Jarade, please read the example sentence.
Yes. When Mary's father died, he left her a full legacy, but she decided to donate it to charity and start from
Scratch. When Mary's father died, he left her a full legacy. What does the people who die leave?
Gift
like money, houses.
Money, very good. Houses, real estate, very good. Okay, so a certain land, a certain house, and so on. So when Mary's father died, he left her a full legacy. What do you mean by legacy? It's the money or possessions left by whom?
By someone who died.
Yes, by that person. Okay. In Arabic we call it الورثة, يعني الميراث. Okay. Yes. So this is a legacy. Okay, guys.
Okay.
Let's now move. Look, Miss, if you look at the context clues, they said Mary's father died. Okay. We said she decided to donate. Okay. So died and donate relate you to the meaning. Yani they tell you what does the word mean. When he died, he left her. Okay. And he gave her, he left her. This is also a sign. But she decided to donate them. So you know that this is money. To donate, you donate money. Okay, so these are what we call context clues.
Yes, we know the answer, but we don't know what in English.
Yes, and I don't want you just to know the answer or to memorize the word. I want you to read the sentence and try to guess the meaning through the sentence. Yalla, number 4.
Miss, can I read it?
Yes, read it.
Intuition. No one told me what might happen, but I had an intuition that something awful was about to happen.
Okay, you know, sometimes when let's look at the clues. No one told me. This is the first clue. What might happen? Okay, يعني no one told me that this is going to happen, but I had this intuition or this feeling maybe that something bad or awful was about to happen. So what do you mean by intuition?
Intuition is an idea or maybe
might be a knowledge. It might be a feeling. It might be a glimmer of something, a sign. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Frustration. He shook his head with frustration. It means he is what?
He is angry. He's mad at someone.
Angry, disappointed.
Angry,
mad.
disappointed, sad, upset. Very good. Diagnosis. She is an expert in the diagnosis and treatment of eye diseases. Let me give you an example before you give me the meaning of this word. Let's say that you were suffering from a stomach ache for a very long period of time, and you decide to visit the doctor in order to know the reason why do you suffer from stomach ache all time. Okay, so the doctor diagnoses what you have. What do you mean by diagnosis?
Discover.
Maybe discover, or
maybe
identify.
Maybe identifies. Very good. The doctor identifies the disease. When I say the diagnosis, it means identifying the disease, identifying why is this person suffering from these features, and to tell you what disease do you have. So this is what you mean by diagnosis. Ignited, the fire was ignited by sparks. Usually when you want to make a fire, how do you start this fire? By sparks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by ignited? If I ignited this by sparks, so what do you mean by ignited?
Put it in. Give her energy.
To put something into, to make something active or to start something, right?
Yeah.
To start
Yes.
something. Okay, we need to erase all the scratch that we did. And move to the second slide, where we have the rest of the vocabulary words. Okay, stardom. Yeah, who will read the sentence?
Me.
Someone who haven't shared yet. Zahra Saad, read please.
The main actor of this film thanked all those who had helped him on the road to stardom.
Okay. The main actor of this film thanked all those who helped him on the road of stardom. If he is a main actor in a film, it means, is he a star or not? Is he well known or not? Is he famous or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Well known.
Yes,
Everybody knows him. So everybody knows him. Those who had helped him to the road to stardom or on the road of stardom. Okay, it means on the road of becoming what?
A star. Someone
So what do you mean by stardom? The state of what?
The state of
Being famous.
being very
exactly.
popular, very known.
Famous, well known. Very good. The last sentence.
But can I read?
Who?
Rihab.
Yalla ya Rihab.
Should I read the
example
first one or the
sentence, ya
second?
Rihab, the example sentence.
The doctors were astounded when the very sick patient survived.
Okay. The doctors were astounded when the very sick patient survived. Do you think that a very sick person who is very tired would, the doctors might be, let's say, hoping that this person would become better? Do you think that this person might become better? Or the doctors think that, no, he is dead anyways?
No, he might be better.
He might be better, but he is very sick. So when he became better, the doctors were astounded. So what do you mean by astounded?
They were surprised.
Amazed.
Very good. The teacher was astounded when one of the low achievers in class got a full mark. It means she was shocked. She was amazed.
Surprised.
Exactly, surprised. Very good. So we have explained now the vocabulary words. Saddened means to become sad. Extraordinary, something which is extremely good or impressive or interesting. Legacy, something received from someone who died. Intuition means knowledge or feeling or a sign. Frustration, a feeling of anger, being upset, being sad. Diagnosis, the act of identifying a disease. ignited to give life or energy to something or to start something, start on the state of being very famous and astounded, a feeling or showing a great surprise. Is everything clear till now?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Now I'm going to move to the last part of the lecture today, which is the essential question. This question is a question that leads us to the story that we're going to have. We are going to make a very short debate about this person and about this question exactly. I want someone to read the question, please. Who haven't shared today? Who haven't shared today? Yes. Yalla ya. Huda, read the question. Read the question.
Yes, Miss. Okay, it's a certain question. How do some person's insight shape outstanding scientists and inspire global audiences in the millions?
Okay. This question means, how do some persons insights shape, يعني how do some people their intentions, their ideas shape outstanding scientists, يعني make outstanding scientists and inspire global. How do people like Stephen Hawking, who suffer from a certain disorder, okay, be an inspiration to millions of people in the world? Who can tell us? Not only Stephen Hawking, any person who is suffering from a certain disability, how a disabled person can become an inspiring person to many people, to millions of people around the world. Who can tell
Because
us?
he won't give up.
What?
Because he will not give up.
Okay, very good.
He
Yes.
worked hard.
Huda, you raised your hand. You can answer.
Yes, because he did not get did not make the illness get the best of him, and he tried and he went to Oxford and he made an amazing discovery in physics. So he didn't give up.
Very good. So the main reason why a disabled person becomes an inspiration to global audiences in the world, millions of audiences in the world, is his determination, his persistence, his being a brave person, having a a strong personality, self-confident, okay, being a self-confident person. So do you think that Stephen Hawking, if he wasn't a very persistent and determined person, would achieve all the things that he did before?
No.
Okay, so this person didn't allow this disability to beat him. Instead, he was very strong and he could beat this ability and became one of the most inspirational people around the world. Now, tomorrow, when we continue with the lecture and start reading the text, you will see that this person wrote a book which was translated into 40 languages, 40 different languages. And this book was for 200, I think, or 56 days, the bestseller in the world. Because it's very inspirational. Do you think that this person was a normal person? I mean, his personality, not his shape, not his disability. The strength that he had isn't normal. Do you think that any person can do what he did?
No.
Exactly. Maybe sometimes people who doesn't have any disability aren't able to do what he did. So that's why this person was an inspiration to many people around the world. Okay. Okay, guys, just let me tell you something. We still have 3 minutes. I need to explain something very important. we are going to have a speaking test, a graded speaking test, of course, on Flipgrid. What you have to do is, I will explain now, I will send you on the WhatsApp group, and I will send you the Flipgrid today. Okay, in case you want to start doing it. What I want you to do is, you have to look for a famous scientist. You choose any famous scientist you want. I want you to present, as if tell us his biography, his life story, but orally. Okay, وأكيد without holding a paper and reading the information. You can hold a paper, write the most important ideas, and present using your body language as if you are in class. If you want to use his pictures, if you want to use a laptop and let someone record the video for you, if you want to use a cardboard, no problem. You can use any way that you find suitable in order to present. But what I want you to do is to prepare a presentation about a famous scientist like Stephen Hawking, Einstein, Galileo, anyone, okay, even a woman. Okay, Marie Curie, Anna Morandi, Caroline Herschel, all of these are scientists who did great achievements to the world. So prepare a very short presentation about them, when they were born, their childhood, their adulthood, and their achievements. That's it. Okay, write the notes on a paper, but you have to present using your body language because this is graded. You have to record a video on Flipgrid. I will tell you the time that is allowed, the time range that is allowed in order to record a video. And that's it. You submit the video, and this is graded. I will watch the videos and put grades based on your presentation. So that's it. Any questions concerning the assignment that you have?
No, but Miss, when is the deadline?
You have one whole week. So if I sent you the link today at night, you have till next Wednesday to submit your video. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. One more thing. You are going also to have this week a listening quiz. Okay, it doesn't need any studying. I will also inform you on the school's group, on the WhatsApp group. You are going to have a very short video about Stephen Hawking and some exercises or questions on Google Form. So it doesn't need any studying. So from now on, just keep in mind, whenever there is a week that we have no quiz, you are going to have either listening or speaking, or maybe both. Okay, that's everything for today. So thank you all. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the lecture. We are going to continue with the reading lesson, explain Stephen Hawking's life story. And that's it. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Miss, who won with the irregular verbs?
Nobody. I didn't say that it's a competition, Miss. Okay?
Okay.
It's not a competition. I told you to do this just to memorize the irregular verbs because I wanted you to memorize them. And I thought that this motivates you to memorize them more because I think that you like Flipgrid. And it's just the first Flipgrid we did. So because I wanted you to get used to this application. That's it. Okay? But of course, speaking is graded. It's a